This traveler from this channel was quite happy living in the forest until he saw who was waiting outside his tent. But what about a few campers who were enjoying a peaceful night, which soon turned wild? It was a calm night in the forest, and some travelers were resting inside their tents, enjoying the peace of the wilderness. But then, out of nowhere, everything changed because the boss of the jungle had just arrived. In the dark, a lion appeared from the dense woods. With terrifying strength, it started pulling at the tent with its massive paws. As the lion continued this pull, panic erupted inside the tent as the campers realized they might be meeting their demise today. The lion kept circling the tent while its eyes were glowing brightly in the dark. The campers were screaming with fear, unsure how to protect themselves from this powerful predator. Trapped inside, people could hear the lion's growls and feel its presence just outside the tent's fabric. For these people, every second felt like an eternity as they hoped the animal would lose interest. And that was the end of it. It's not clear what the outcomes were in the end, but let's hope for the best. But what do you think happened that made a guy terrified in broad daylight? It was a calm morning in the forest, and the camper was resting peacefully inside his tent. Suddenly, a faint rustling noise started outside. At first, the camper thought it was nothing, but as the noise grew, he began to investigate. When the camper unzipped his tent, that's when the unthinkable happened. A massive bear was staring at him right through the fabric of the tent.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
At this moment, panic set in, and the camper terrifyingly re-zipped the tent, hoping to drive it away. The bear stayed outside, pacing back and forth, and its shadow was terrifyingly close. After a few tense moments, the bear retreated from there, finally leaving the camper shaken but unharmed. Wondering what would happen if not just one, but 3 wild bears showed up on your hike? Well, The next video is exactly about that. A man was trekking through the wilds of Alaska when he unexpectedly came face to face with 3 massive brown bears. Realizing the danger, he immediately grabbed his bear spray, but on the other hand, also stayed calm as the bears approached.
It's so cute.
With quick thinking, he sprayed the spray when the bears started getting closer. The spray confused them and created a barrier between himself and the bears.
No.
Finally, the bears began to back off and the man was left completely safe. This was a close encounter with nature's fiercest creatures. The witness in our next video thought he was alone in the woods, but as night fell, something unsettling happened, which not only shocked him, but also all of us.
The next video has very little context. All we know is that a man set out to investigate some strange noises outside his cabin late one night.
It was a snowy night, and a man was hearing strange noises inside his cabin. He ventured out, grabbing a flashlight to investigate the source of the strange voices. And what he discovered was nothing short of frightening.
Got something coming down, man. I got something screaming down there. I don't know what this is, man. Something screaming down there, man. Hello? Where are you? Show yourself right now!
The camera was shaking as the guy filmed something odd in the distance. He shouted, "Where are you?" and the voices increased their intensity. It was extremely dark, and there was no visibility. The guy kept pacing his torchlight on the tall trees. A shadowy creature approached, and his camera shook heavily. Was it a Wendigo? The hiker disappeared into the woods to escape this terrifying encounter. What would you do if strange noises echoed from the dark, with no one around to help? Just like it happened with the YouTuber, Novice Wild Camper.
I don't like it here. I'm getting packed up. Stuffed the bacon walls. So, I'm out on a stealthy woodland camp tonight. I won't tell you where I am, mainly because I don't know. I've not been here before, so I don't know what it's going to be like, or if there's going to be much suitable places to camp. So, I've got sort of 3 in mind that if this one fails, I could go and have a look elsewhere. I'm also doing a giveaway tonight of an O-Light torch. So they've got a promotion going on at the moment for Halloween. So by the time this video comes out, they're doing some big discounts on some of their lights. And they've also sent me a lantern to test out. So it's really, really cool. Decent bit of kit, as always, from O-Light, and great for hammock camping. So I'm going to test that out tonight. And if you do want to buy it, it's 40% discount, limited for 3 days only. But yeah, I've got a little torch that they've sent me to give away. So I'm going to do a raffle at the end of this. So stay tuned to the end, I'll show you the torch and how you can put your name in for the raffle. On top of that, O-Light are doing a special limited edition pink torch, which I know will appeal to some people, Karen. And if you buy it, all the proceeds go to cancer research. So cancer research is very close to my heart. My mum passed away from cancer. My wife's uncle just recently passed away from cancer as well. So anything that can be done to help cancer research is a great thing. So if you do want to buy it and do a bit for charity, then click the link below.
Novice Wild Camper began his adventure, excited to test new gear on a stealth camping trip. With a giveaway planned, he set out to find the perfect spot for his overnight stay. It was a solo journey, but the thrill was undeniable.
This isn't exactly a busy park. There's a lot of tracks that go through here. So I don't know if I'm going to come across anyone or any dog walkers. This is quite a nice open space up here. Could be a good spot for a hammock. Well, I think I found my spot. So I'm going to hang up between these two trees here. They're nice and green. There's been a few deadfall. Thought I could hear someone then. Looks as good a spot as any. There are a couple of houses, probably about 300 yards away, which I don't think own this woodland because it's got open access from the side roads. There's no signage up. So, fingers crossed we'll be alright. Famous last words.
After some exploration, he found the ideal hammock camping spot. Secluded, but close to a few houses. The location seemed perfect for a peaceful night under the stars. He prepared his gear and got ready for the night ahead.
Right, so I'm keeping my voice low because I'm sure there's some people around here. Keep hearing some weird noises and not just crunches and cracks, but weird vocal noises as well. Anyway. So this is the i3E EOS Halloween edition, Spooky Skulls, which is basically a keychain torch. It comes with a AAA battery already inside it. It has, I think, 90 lumens, and it's a nice, decent little torch. I've had one of these before. Really handy to keep on your keychain, just on you in general, everyday carry, as they call it. So I'm going to do a giveaway on this, and I'll tell you what you need to do in the morning. So this is what Olight have sent me. This is the O Lantern 2 Pro. It is not for your ultralight campers. I think it weighs about 780 grams, so that's pretty heavy. But it has a power bank inside it as well, so it will actually charge your equipment. It's got a USB-C and a USB and a USB-C. So it supports charging on both of those, so you can use a USB-C to USB-C cable and it will charge your product. It takes about 4 hours to charge, can last up to 7.5 days on a low setting. But I really like this because it reminds me of the Flagstone lantern that I had, which glows a nice colour. It's very ambient, very warm, and this has a similar effect. I'll show you it in a second in the dark. But you turn it on, you've got a nice warm light, and then you can turn the brightness up, and as you go up to a higher power, it starts to go to a white light. So it's got both inside. And yeah, it's not for ultralight hiking, but for sitting in the woods, sitting under a tarp, it's great. So I'm going to have it hanging up there later on. I'll use it through tonight. Looks really good. So at the moment, at the release of this video, up until the 28th, I think it is, of October, so for the next 3 days, this will be available at 40% discount. So it's a really good deal. Obviously, Olight are a very good product. They've been going for a very long time, and they sell some decent equipment. So yeah, if you want to grab yourself one of these, 40% off. There'll be a link in the description below.
Novice wild camper set up and tested his new camping gear, including a lantern that doubled as a power bank. He also showed off a special pink torch supporting cancer research, adding a personal touch to his trip. everything seems to be going smoothly.
See what I mean? Squirrel, can you see it? Just through there. It's probably him making all that bloody noise. Oh, I'm going to get some wood cut ready for my stove. I've got these little fire plugs from Bigfoot Bushcraft. Now, these were sent out to me by Cole from Outdoor Gear Essentials, so thank you, Cole. This is the first time I'm going to be using them. I've had them for probably about a year, I reckon. So yeah, I'm going to give these a go, use them to start the fire. I would use my Bill Bushcraft and use my striker, but I couldn't find it, so I've got to use a lighter. So after my last camp, where I had my burgers with cheese and ketchup, and then in the morning I had bacon rolls with ketchup, and started the controversy between brown and red sauce on bacon rolls and which is right and which is wrong. What I said was what I like is red and brown sauce. I like both mixed in, and to try it if you haven't tried it. But to keep everyone happy, another little Temu gift. I filled my ketchup one up with ketchup, and my honey mustard one with brown sauce. So I'll be mixing those two up in the morning for my bacon rolls. So I spent about 3 hours earlier on taking all the blue wrapping off of this stove. I understand why they do it. It keeps it from getting scratched, keeps it in pristine condition for when it's delivered, but just put it in a velvet bag, please. The blue stuff is even on every little hinge has got its own little bit of blue stuff on it. So there's still some bits that I couldn't get off, which will probably burn off when the fire's going, so I don't care. Well, I won't need the mesh top because I'm not going to be cooking on that. I've got my stove and I'm not cooking tonight. So I had the intentions of having burgers again and cooking them on the fire stove as well. And then for lunch today I made, it's a weekend camp, which is rare for me, and for lunch I did a massive roast with all the trimmings, chicken, roast potatoes, veg, stuffing, you name it. So I'm too full. I'm not going to be able to do 2 burgers tonight as well. I generally only have 1 big meal in a day. So I just bought some snacks for this evening, but I got my bacon for the morning. Should be enough to keep me going for a while. Don't need a huge amount because I'm not cooking on it. So much for the saw, didn't need it. I may use it later on though, because there's some bigger bits I could do with cutting up, just to keep it going, because I think these smaller bits will go quite quickly. The wood is pretty wet around here. There's been a lot of rain obviously recently, been a few storms, so hopefully it will take and it will burn. We will see. The sun is getting low, 6 o'clock. I think it's due to set about 6:30. So it's just disappearing now behind the tree line over there. So once it gets dark, I'll get the fire going. Now, time for a beer. So nice just sitting there listening to the sounds of the woods. And a bloody motorbike. Right, well it is well and truly dark now, so I'm going to go and get the fire on, and then I'm going to get some food, sit by the fire and have a little snack. So this is what it looked like. Basically like a cotton wool block, but encased in wax, some kind of paraffin I assume, and you just twist them up, break them, make it all fluffy. Like so. Light it, and hopefully that'll start the fire. They actually smell really nice. They're like almost like a strawberry fruit flavour. Right. See if this stuff will burn. I might put a couple in. Well, so that was quite enjoyable, just sitting by the fire. Didn't have it going for too long, but it was just nice chilling out. Got a good bit of warmth from it. It's got a bit chilly now, it's not too bad though. So yeah, there's no dinner tonight as such, but I've got myself a chicken and mushroom slide. Good old gangsters, love these. Back in the favourite prawn cocktails. And my son bought me a chocolate donut for pudding. I enjoy that, thank you. Alright, it's not exactly late, but I am very tired, and laying in a hammock does not help it. It's just too comfortable. There's a huge amount of noises around here. I've picked a chestnut tree wood, so there are chestnuts crashing around constantly. Sounds like Bigfoot's throwing rocks at the hammock. I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of hits, but yeah, going for a fun night. See you in the morning.
As the night fell, the YouTuber built a cozy fire and relaxed. He snacked on treats and chatted about camping essentials. The warmth from the fire and the quiet surroundings made it a perfect moment of calm.
First time I've ever done this. I'm actually sitting back in my car now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It was forecast to be dry all night long, and 3 o'clock it just started hammering it down with rain. That's not the issue. I sort of fell asleep to the sound of chestnuts crashing through the trees and hitting the deck, and it's the same sound every time, sort of crunch, 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 thump. After the rain started, I could just hear, and I know these are deer, muntjac, badgers, squirrels, whatever, but some crashing around that got nearer and nearer and nearer to my hammock, and every time I moved or got out to check, it stopped but didn't run away. So I'd expect if there was a deer or something, I'd hear it run off. But the weirdest thing was the rain started to die down, so it was just a tiny pitter-patter, and suddenly by my hammock a massive thud hits the ground and bounces.
Suddenly, strange thudding noises echoed from the woods. He felt uneasy, deciding that it was too spooky to stay. He packed up and left, planning to return during the day to finish his adventure. Can things get wilder than this? Apparently, yes. It happened with Francie Lubber. Francie Lubber, a well-known camper, found herself closer to death than ever while camping Kagalagadi Transfrontier Park in Botswana. The ground was still wet from the rain the night before, and that's what actually helped her death get closer to her. She heard noises from outside. It sounded like something was rustling around. On looking around outside her tent, she couldn't believe her eyes. There were 3 big lions right outside her tent. They were licking the water off her tent because it was wet from the rain. Francie was amazed. They were so close to her tent, but they didn't seem to mind her. And thankfully, the thirsty lions drank as much water as they wanted and left, without inflicting any harm. Now, can you imagine being stalked in the dark with no clue who or what it is?
You hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
In this video, a group of friends were camping in a remote forest. The night was still and quiet, and the only sound was the crackling of the campfire. Suddenly, a strange noise broke the silence. The friends looked at each other. Their faces were pale. They heard something moving in the woods, but they couldn't see what it was.
Hey! That was not an elk. Where's that coming from?
Loud, strange sounds echoed through the trees and were followed by unsettling knocks. The friends were terrified, and their hearts were pounding.
Everybody, get in my truck!
As the voices grew, one of the friends yelled, "That was not an elk!" With this realization, they started to run towards their truck, not seeing where they were going. Finally, they reached their truck and drove away as fast as they could, because the vocals they were going to hear were to remain in their hearts forever.
Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Get my keys. Get my keys. Get my keys.
And with that, the story ends. They drove away from that place because it was no less than a haunted house. Every second felt as if they were an inch closer to death. But the question is, what more horrors beyond this occurrence lurk in the dark? Our next video reveals a shocking discovery. Two friends who had set up camp near Banff National Park installed a trail camera outside their camp. The next morning, they checked out the footage from the previous night, and what they saw left them speechless. They were stunned when they saw the footage. They couldn't believe their eyes. At 2 a.m., the video shows a blurry image captured by the trail camera. A large, dark figure with glowing red eyes is visible in the darkness. At first, they thought it might be a bear or a large elk, but the figure's size and glowing eyes were unlike anything they had ever seen. As they watched the footage, a chill ran down their spines. They realized that they had encountered something extraordinary, perhaps even legendary. They packed up their camp immediately and left the area, shaken by their encounter with the mysterious creature. Can you imagine what happens to the guy who went solo hiking in dark, dense forests?
Left the fucking flashlight. Now I can't see a goddamn thing outside this night vision. Jesus Christ. I don't know where the fuck I am. Fucking prick chased me off. Now I'm wandering the goddamn darkness. Shit. Fucking flashlight.
The video begins with a shaky, unclear view of a forest campfire, filmed by Jeff Kesler. What Jeff might have missed, his camera didn't, because cameras can capture paranormal activities that human eyes often cannot. The camera pans slowly as Jeff is hiking through the forest and recording the view, and what his camera sees next is incredibly disturbing. A sudden change takes place here. The camera captures a blurry image on the screen. A large, dark figure appears in the distance, its eyes glowing an eerie red in the darkness. The figure moves with an unnatural grace, unlike any animal known to inhabit the area. The video abruptly ends, leaving the viewer with a sense of unease. The fate of Jeff Kesler remains a mystery. Park rangers found his camera abandoned in the campsite, focused on the pile of charred sticks. His belongings were recovered from his car, but there were no signs of struggle or any clues to his disappearance. The chilling footage raises more questions than answers. What caused the camera to activate? What was the mysterious figure captured in the final moments? But what about the next YouTuber who also encountered a paranormal creature they couldn't overlook? Dr. Hannah Straight, a YouTuber, explains she wasn't planning to film but felt compelled after an eerie experience. While camping alone in a remote location, she hears strange noises from her truck.
What I possibly saw, I was sleeping, dead asleep last night above my cab. All of a sudden, I heard something rummaging through my cab. I was trying to be super quiet, super still. I didn't want to move because I didn't know what was in the back of my truck. And I rolled over and peeked through the window. And I swear there was like this huge thing standing there.
Peering through the window, she spots a large, two-legged figure rummaging through her belongings before it bolts into the woods.
Going through my stuff. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. There's no way it's a person. I'm miles from civilization. I always lock my doors at night. I must have forgotten. He must have heard me, or whatever it was heard me, because it dropped everything and scampered off into the woods behind me. Like, ran. It was on two legs, so it definitely wasn't a bear, because last time I checked, I've seen a lot of bears, and bears run on four legs. So I got out in the middle of the night. I don't usually do that because it is creepy as heck when you're out here in the middle of nowhere in the dark. Door was open, and this bin was on the ground. The lid was off. There was food all over the ground, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening?
Determined to figure out what happened, she sets up for another night of surveillance, eager to capture footage of the mysterious creature.
Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I just stuck around today because I want to try to figure out what's going on. I just kept my top popped down because if anything happens, I want to be able to bolt out of here with no problems. It's getting dark, and I want to try to see if I can get something on camera, like what this potentially might be. I don't have the greatest equipment for night shooting because I don't typically shoot at night, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I have multiple forms of protection. I don't know. We're gonna check out and see what happens. It's getting dark. This is a switch I'm gonna use if I see whatever it was lurking in the woods. I'm gonna flip the lights on, turn the camera on, and hopefully I can get it on camera. Well, I didn't get much sleep last night for obvious reasons because I had an unidentified creature crawling around in the cab of my truck. And tonight, I want to stay up all night so I can potentially catch it on camera. So I figured it's the perfect opportunity for me to stay up with my Dr. Straight instant mushroom coffee with 7 superfood mushrooms. No, it doesn't taste like mushrooms. Everyone always asks that. It tastes like a nice hot cup of coffee. And every purchase helps support this channel and helps me make more videos like this. You can find it at drstraight.com. And if you don't like coffee, no big deal. Just hit subscribe or give my video a like. That helps support this channel too. But for now, I'm just going to keep drinking my coffee and perform Operation Surveillance for this unidentified creature. I have the window behind me, the window in front of me, and the window on the door. So I've got all angles covered. Leave me a comment below and let me know the creepiest thing you've ever seen when you're out camping. While I'm down here, I might as well mention, you might wonder why the camper is down. Well, I want to make sure I can get out of here really quickly if I need to, and you can actually sleep without the camper popped up. There's also a bed that you can lay out here. You flip the table and secure it and then put the cushions over it, and you can sleep here instead of up on the bed above. And you can still access all the amenities down below. I can access the fridge, all my storage, I can charge my camera and my phone, and I can access the heater. So I'm just chilling out here waiting for this creature to come alive. I'm a little sleepy. Hopefully I don't fall asleep and miss this guy. I didn't miss him last night. He wasn't very quiet, I'll tell you that. Must have wanted my Oreos. I don't blame him. Those are my favorite. And yeah, I know. I'm not really supposed to be eating Oreos because I'm a health professional, but you know, that's going to be you and I's little secret. Well, it's been about 3 hours and I haven't seen or heard anything, but I'm going to keep waiting.
Hours pass without incident, but just as exhaustion sets in, the creature reappears. She decides to leave immediately, terrified by the encounter.